gentlemen, about my last video advocating femi-theist Divine's proposal to legislate for mandatory gender-blind anti-rape lessons in schools. I want you to know that I think Krista has had a change of heart. I think that she was a neglected and disenfranchised young lady who misdirected her anger toward men. And I believe her change of heart has come about by kind MRAs reaching out to her and befriending her. I believe she is ideologically maturing. I've also become close friends with her and I have to confess I really like her, and I think if we just show her love and support we can totally change her and make her one of us. And I think she likes me personally in a very special way, and so I made a video promoting her to get in her good graces in the hopes she might see what a really sweet guy I am and fall in love with me.
Is that what you think?
I love you guys, you are so fucking gullible. At any rate, to hell with Krista's past, or present and future for that matter, to hell with her motives and intentions and character. It is completely irrelevant to the fact that this proposal is a good strategic move for the MRM and shouldn't be dismissed because of the integrity and character of the person who said it. And some of you have said to me that the plan sounds good, but you don't believe she meant it the way I am interpreting it. Okay, well, let's just go with my interpretation then. Some of you claim that you don't trust her motives. I could personally fucking care less what her motives for anything are. Some of you are so frightened of her, just so afraid that clicking on her video is going to make her money, and oh how it's all about the shock, it's all about the attention, it's all about the money. Yeah, welcome to YouTube. I can tell you're really new here. So what if she makes money on her videos? She puts a tremendous amount of work into them, and they are very artistic. The first day I seen one of her videos, the first thing that popped into my head was, looks like a Marilyn Manson video. I've had so many people inbox me, even before I made that last video, and tell me all sorts of rumors about her. The biggest rumors are she's an actress, an attention whore, just a troll, secretly an MRA, and those are the believable rumors, to which I politely reply I don't care. Since the video leaves Snake Plissken alone, me and her have been talking a lot. When she first started writing me, most of her statements were about her trying to convince me that she is real and not a troll, to which I wrote back, you seem to be under the impression that I care for some reason. Some people, since my last video, have inboxed me, very concerned that this girl, Krista, is preying on my vulnerability and trying to corrupt my ideology. To be honest, that's some insulting shit. How many of you presume that I am a delicate flower whose only motive to advocate male rights is I was awakened and reached by the efforts of the MRM? Granted, I only discovered this YouTube niche via a girl writes what video a few months ago, but I've always hated feminism and viewed males as the disposable sex that society doesn't give a shit about. I came to that conclusion by age 5 when I was told things like, never hit a girl, not, don't hit people, but, don't hit girls. I came to my awakening when I first heard, ladies first. Come on now, ladies first. That's like being a 5-year-old black kid and hearing, Negroes to the back of the bus, to let you know where your kind belongs in society. I knew this world didn't give a single fucking shit about the male sex when I was a small child, and then came puberty and boy oh boy I really learned how the female sex is worshipped and males were just vilified scum. I realized how bad it was when I seen brother turn on brother, at the behest of a woman, having women stick their cleavage up in your face and then slap you for looking, while the other males pounce on you and beat you to a pulp saying never disrespect a lady, and no they are doing it to be obedient white knights in the hopes of getting pussy. I learned at a young age that this is a pussy-worshipping society. I also discovered that males are to blame, not women. Who can blame women for strutting around narcissistically with an all-about-me attitude when the society she lives in picks her up and places her on a pedestal and bows before her feet like she's a god? You do that to anyone and they develop a god complex and a sense of automatic entitlement. And to know males are the ones that are doing it, and they do it for the pussy. They get on hand and knee and beg and pray to that pussy, ready to dispense violence or absorb violence at the behest of the almighty pussy. So yeah, I get why some of you are freaking out when someone like me mentions someone like Krista in any kind of positive light, but chill, I ain't no white knight, and furthermore, I've known lots of purdy blondes, and ain't none of them corrupted me yet. In this video I am going to further explain what should have been absolutely painfully obvious in my last video, the obvious benefits to the MRM and the obvious detriment to feminists, or more accurately, any feminist that is dishonest. But first, I do want to challenge some of the weird things being said by my commenters. The first is that I'm promoting Krista's video because I have a romantic or personal interest in her. Well, that's not my motive. But even if it were, so what? None of that actually invalidates the strategic benefit to the MRM. Others have said, Krista can't be trusted. Okay, maybe she can't. However, this is irrelevant to the proposal. It's not like anyone, including me and her, are suggesting that she herself stand before Congress with this proposal. So what does trusting Krista have to do with the proposal itself? One person said to me, I took your advice and watched her videos and I am not convinced she is a good person, yada yada yada. Well, I never said check out her channel. I said check out her video. I never said judge her character. I said judge the idea in that video. Some people have brought up that she has a donate button. Well, good for her. I didn't say give her your money. Watching her videos is a completely free thing, you know. Others have brought up that she is a partner and makes money on her videos. Well, good for her. But the money she makes, which isn't much from what I understand, doesn't come out of your pocket. So don't be afraid to watch her video. It doesn't cost a thing. Also, I said give a thumbs up to her video. I didn't ask anyone to give a thumbs up to all of her videos, or subscribe to her channel, or donate money to her, donate a kidney, build a religion after her, name your child after her, sacrifice your firstborn to her, or nominate her for a fucking Nobel Prize. I just said give props to the video itself, as a means of perpetuating and promoting the idea. And so what if it promotes and perpetuates femitheist by proxy? Where's the fucking consequence to me, to you, or to the MRM? Some of you have mentioned that this idea is totally not Krista's idea. It's an idea the MRM has had for a while. Oh, okay, then you're agreeing it's a great idea? Where's the problem? Others have commented that they absolutely refuse to listen to a word she has to say because she's ugly, her voice upsets them, she's a bad person, she wants to castrate males, she ate your homework, she makes baby Jesus cry, her videos give people cancer or whatever fucking reason people are bellyaching about. Well, I can lead you to water but I can't make you drink. Her idea is a great idea no matter how much you hate her. Someone inboxed me and said something like, guys like you claim to be MRA or MGTOW but the moment you see a pretty face and skirt you have to start pedestalizing her. You let people like her in and wonder why the whole movement is going to hell. Unsubbed. And I've heard variations of that statement in my comments. I mentioned that there is this really smart idea that could be incredibly beneficial to the MRM and it came from the dingbat blonde with the castration video of all people. Hell has frozen over people. And I get dozens of people having fucking panic attacks and claiming I am a traitor, a disgrace. The movement is dead. I am poison. I am toxic. Oh heavens to Betsy, it's the fucking apocalypse. And let me just say two things. First, here's your tinfoil hat. And two, some of you guys really have a flair for the dramatic. 2 or 3 hours after I posted that video, Krista inboxes me and says she would totally understand if I took down the video to avoid the negative comments and avoid losing subscribers. Bless her heart, she thinks I'm afraid to rub people the wrong way or be on the unpopular side of a debate. I lost some subscribers, but this is a good thing. That means all of the dangerously unstable freaks that were following me have severed their ties with me and are gone. That means I am now left talking to the intelligent people. This is a good thing. I might have to periodically start doing more controversial shock videos to keep my subscriber list pruned. Now allow me to explain why the idea itself is brilliant. If we can petition Congress to implement a mandatory gender-blind anti-rape lesson to be taught in either middle school or high school, the MRM can get its foot in the door of gender discussions in academia. Currently, any academic gender topic is completely under the jurisdiction of LGBT, feminism. Any opposition to this proposal will come from two different groups. 1. Christians. They are 100% phobic of sex and want no mention of sex in school, or anywhere for that matter. The idea that people are fucking terrifies them. 2. Feminists. Feminists won't want a gender-blind anti-rape lesson in schools because it will take away their personal Holocaust, their signature weapon of hiding all of their malicious intentions behind the fear of getting raped. Because rape only happens to girls and is only done by boys, when feminists object to this proposal they will make themselves look bad in the public eye, and they will have totally blown their cover that they are so frightened and every man is just out to rape. They will lose their rape culture catchphrase because any MRA can immediately counter with we proposed a solution to cut down on rape and you feminists shot it down. So if there is a rape culture, you're the ones that perpetuate it, not us. There's no way the feminists can object to this proposal without showing their true motives and getting majorly bad PR out of doing it. If they tried to say we are in favor of teaching boys not to rape, but let's not pretend that rape is genderless. Rape is the penis penetrating a vagina. We can easily retort with I thought it was drunken consent is not consent, thought it was slut-shaming and prude-shaming, and mind-changing, and peer-pressuring, and any feminist that wants to insist all those different things are rape, All we have to do is link to feminists saying rape is a penis penetrating a vagina and use that as proof that their own feminist sisters in power seem to disagree. We can also counter the feminist opposition that declares rape is a penis penetrating a vagina, by saying things like so little boys that are held down and anally penetrated by a grown man should just take it, sit there in silence because they are not rape victims. Is that really what you're saying? Yeah, let the feminists answer that one with the cameras rolling, and when they say okay, yes, that's rape, but only men can cause rape, we ask, so if a teenage girl gets molested by a woman when she's drunk at a party, or a lesbian beats her girlfriend up and has her way with her, you're going to look those girls in the eyes and say sorry, you're not a victim, quit your crying, and you have the nerve to say the words rape culture? Again, let's see the feminists try responding to that when the cameras are rolling, and if the feminists do support it, or it does go through. I mentioned all the benefits this would bring in my last video, but I want to add a few more. As I just mentioned, teaching gender-blind anti-rape lessons takes away the feminists' use of rape as their own personal victim card to lash out with and hide behind. But someone mentioned to me that the teachers wouldn't be able to give a correct account of the punishment for rape because we all know males get much more time in jail than women. Well, that's going to have to get brought up in the lesson plan, and that right there might force some red pills down people's throats, and they could use male penalties and apply it to all in their statistics, and that would combat rape culture. The notion that rape doesn't get taken serious, or they could mention that boys get more time in prison. Again, red pills anyone, and because this would be applied to public schools, not private schools and colleges, but public high schools. The feminists and their LGBT pets will not be the only people to have a voice in this. It gets the MRM's foot in the door. It's not a game over move, it's not checkmate, it's just a start to something very legitimate and tide-turning. I'm telling you, no matter how you look at it, this is going to open eyes, this is going to hurt feminists. Unless of course feminists are 100% honest about everything they say and believe, in which case it can do them no harm whatsoever. This is why I said in my last video, in spite of the history between Krista and AVFM, a link to her video and an endorsement of the idea only, not Krista, would be a challenge to the feminist groups, a way of saying, look, ladies, we want to end rape too. And we propose to teach gender-blind anti-rape lessons in schools because we MRAs also want to end rape and gender violence. Won't you join us in our effort to stop rape? It will be a challenge to all feminist organizations to either put up or shut up. Don't you guys get it? It's the perfect gotcha proposal. If feminists don't support it, why not? What are they hiding? If they do support it, well, nothing but good things for the MRM can come out of it. This proposal, if made loud enough by the MRM, would really put the feminists on the defense, and every time they open their mouths, they're going to stick their foot right in it. It's a gotcha move. If it passes, it's good for the kids of both genders, good for adults of both genders, good for the MRM, and good for any honest feminist, and really bad for any deceitful feminist. If it fails, because it's shot down by the feminists, they're shooting themselves in the foot and making it public. It's like that movie The Faculty. That drug they snorted would cause a reaction and expose the alien inside of them, so they all got together in a room, and made each other snort the drug. Everyone had to. If you didn't do it, you were the monster. If you were the monster, the drug forced your exposure. The monster was damned if it didn't, damned if it didn't. Everyone got to see who the monster was when the test was put forth. That's what this is. If you got nothing to hide, then back the proposal. The fact that this tool was invented by Krista should not detract from its effectiveness. Congress hasn't heard of something called a femi-theist, neither has NOW, neither has RAIN.org, neither has anyone outside of this really small tight-knit group of people on YouTube. So the fact she came up with it is really irrelevant. It honestly doesn't matter if the idea came from me, Krista, or goddamned Tickle Me Fucking Elmo, and if AVFM linking to her video would just bring about the holy fucking apocalypse, then have John Theotha make a video proposing it, and remove any reference to Krista. After all, no one can copyright a concept. The worst case scenario is the idea gets pushed on to Congress and the so-called gender-blind lesson becomes just one more excuse to bash men, and it doesn't get taught as gender-blind as it should. Even if that scenario comes true, so what? Schools are already feminist-controlled politically correct factories that produce liberals. It's kind of hard to fuck up schools worse than they already are. Schools are already distorted history laced with white guilt, male guilt, hetero guilt, and anti-drug propaganda that comes right out of the debunked claims from the old Reefer Madness film. Just the proposal itself will force the feminists to expose their true agenda, and give the MRM a huge supply of intellectual ammo to use against their bullshit claims.